Bill Belichick was what was his record last year? I don't recall.
It's 4-13, Fred.
Oh. Unfairly fired from the New England Patriots. And Bill Belichick he was just the coach, correct, of this team?
No, he was the general manager. He pretty much did it all in the front office, or was in charge of everything in the front office.
So the Patriots have had a full one-off season to set everything straight, the mess that he made.
But to be fair, in previous seasons, he had personnel forced upon him that he didn't want, like his offensive coordinator, going back a few years now in Matt Patricia. I mean, he didn't want Patricia to be the offensive coordinator.
No, he wanted to be his walk-around guy.
Oh, no, they were actually very good friends, and he made that conscious decision.
Yeah, okay, he wasn't losing his mind and getting his ego so incredibly out of control. Now,
he didn't. Okay. But it wasn't him who replaced Tom Brady with Cam Newton, thinking he could win with any quarterback that was just available in February before training camp started. That wasn't Oh, that was Belichick. Okay. All right. Continue.
Okay, so Bill Belichick, though, I want to put all this in perspective. Number one, I understand why he's pissed at the Patriots, because everyone would be when someone fires you. And you are then on the street, you want them to fail. I mean, that's obviously what anyone would want, myself included. I want my enemies to fail, and you're my enemy if you have wronged me. But he has always presented himself as above everyone. So this is my kind of thing with Bill Belichick. If you're going to present yourself for your entire professional career as above everyone and so much better than everyone, you better walk that walk. And that doesn't mean banging 23-year-old girls and going to corn mazes and taking selfies and while your grandkids sit and go, what the hell's going on?
Where's Pawpaw?
Exactly. I mean, dude, you're old and ugly. Like, there's no way this chick physically wants to have sex with you. And I challenge your ability to do it unaided. But then also, if you're going to take shots, do it from a position of power. Like, you do it when there's like some basis in it. I get being pissed at the organization, and I could get like, but before we play this audio, like, all of this season negatively reflects on Bill Belichick. He built this team. Whatever you guys want to say and whatever anyone wants to say, the team drafted Drake May, so they hit the one thing it looks like that they needed to hit. They re-signed some guys. We'll see how that works out, but you can't revamp the roster. It looks like they screwed up with Polk in the second round, but in the third round is an injury. Or so, like, you can't say that they hit the draft. If May hit, they hit the draft. So there's not enough time to do this. So Belichick is on McAfee because Belichick is doing things. And by the way, he's not doing himself any favors, and I'll tell you why when we play this. Because he's got Lombardi, who's an idiot. Michael Lombardi, with no hyperbole, is a moron. And I believe people have them on his shows, their shows, because it's like a circus where you go, look at the geek. Like, stare at the bearded lady. Like look at this moron. He's actively filleting Bill Belichick. No matter what we ask him, he'll do whatever Bill wants. If we had Michael Lombardi on, I told a friend of mine this. If we have Michael Lombardi on, I would say, at what point would you say no to Bill Belichick? Would it be your hand or your mouth or your butt? And I swear to God, that would be my first question. Or I would say this: if Bill asked you to use his hand on him, would you do it? I would say, do you consider yourself solely heterosexual? And if he said yeah, I'd say okay. With the exception to that be Bill Belichick, honestly, if he asked you to use his hand on him, would you do it? Because he's carrying Bill Belichick's water, and I can't imagine Bill Belichick. What do you think? Bill Belichick's having stipend like Jim Gray has? Tom Brady has Jim Gray on stipend? All right, so listen, if Lombardi's in love with Belichick, which very well might be true, then then I understand. But if he's not, if he doesn't have an emotional romantic love for Bill Belichick, I don't understand what he's going off doing, and it's not doing Belichick any favors. So here's Belichick on Pat McAfee.
You're very close to the New England Patriots. I think New England Patriots fans.
You're right. Yeah, no kidding, Pat. Really? He's real close to the Patriots. Thank you for informing your audience.
You're very close to the New England Patriots. I think New England Patriots fans, for the rest of their existence, will compare Patriots to how you operated with the New England Patriots. So,
wow, you think?
That's quite a sentence, by the way.
Do you, yeah, I know. It's first of all well said, and second of all, you think that might happen, Pat? Wow, that you really cracked the code. The guy who coached the team for what 1/3 of its existence as a franchise and has won all those Super Bowls. You think that that people might be compared to him? You think? The guy they fired last year, less than a year ago, they're comparing the new guy to him. Pat, this is why you get the big bucks, and this is why you sit with your feet on the chair. You know who used to do that and doesn't do it anymore? My daughter. He sits in a chair with his feet, his soles of his feet, like on the chair where his ass is. Come on. That's romper room nonsense. What if you went over to you went out to eat with your friend and your friend just starts sitting like this? I can't even do it. like perched and put his feet up like this.
That's weird.
Like a catcher.
Yeah.
Like,
that's weird.
Are you that relaxed?
Man.
For Coach Mayo to come out and say, we're a soft football team, that's almost like the worst thing you can say about a team, I think, if you're describing the football. What are your thoughts on that up there? Should Connor continue to have optimism because Drake May is showing promise for the future? Or what are your thoughts on the Patriots right now?
Yeah, well, I think Drake May's done some good things. In the end, we'll see how it goes when situations get a little more competitive and all that. But
when is it going to get more competitive? They were up 10-0 in the Jacksonville game. Jacksonville wasn't trying. He played against Texans. Texans is going to make the playoffs. Texans might make some noise in the playoffs. When is it going to get more competitive?
Maybe the pressure of a game that matters to the Patriots.
So your first start as an NFL player doesn't matter?
I'm guessing here, but I'm betting that's what he said.
I would like to see when the pressure's on, like when he plays his first real regular season game. He can't even just say that they hit on a quarterback that looks way better than anyone you've drafted since Brady. In the Patriot fans that defend him, by the way, he's trying to sabotage the team that you root for. I hope you know. Later in this, he's actively trying to create a mutiny for the team you root for. So unless you don't root for the Patriots anymore, you should not be enjoying Bill Belichick because he's. And I don't understand how you don't get what he's doing.
Defensively.
Oh.
What happened?
I'm rolling here, Nikki. I don't need that. Scott's on the line.
Oh.
Oh boy.
But I don't.
Scott and Rentham?
Yeah, but I'm rolling right now. I don't really want to stop the flow.
Is it directly related to this?
I don't know. It just says Scott from Rentham, so I don't know.
Well,
does Nick have any way of communicating to you what Scott wants?
No.
Now he's shaking his head. He's just mad at you for calling him out. You're on a roll. You're pissing off everyone. Now he sits back. All right, I can't. I got things I want to say. All right, here we go. So everyone must listen to me.
Yeah.
Hello, Scott.
Oh.
Hey guys. Hey, driving a kid to school. You guys are taking song requests. Can I have a Sweet Child of Mine? What do you want? Stone in Love? No? Which one?
All right.
He doesn't care. Play something that rocks, man. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
That was totally worth it.
All right, very good.
That was totally
I
worth
will
it.
only play Fat Bottom Girls. Pretty soon it's gonna be 7 songs. That's what the head honcho here said. It ain't getting any better, baby. There's gonna be that might not be a job in January, and I'm not being a dick. Like I'm being serious. All right, here we go. All right, so let me get back to my. Speaking of not taking shots at old people.
Yeah. Right.
All right, here we go. No, but at least I'm on top. So here we go. At least I'm not.
At least I'm punching down.
That's not fair. I never tried to get him fired.
Oh, all right. That made it a 9. It was a 7 before.
All right. I never did anything I regret. I never went behind his back at all, ever. And I can't say the same. All right, here we go.
Defensively, the Patriots led the league last year in rushing defense, yards per carry, number 1 in the league. And this year they're way down in the 20s somewhere. It's the same guys. They re-signed Jennings, they re-signed Tavai, they re-signed obviously Duggar, right? Marcus Jones and Gonzalez have been healthy all year, which they were both.
It's a real murderer's row.
just-
Wow, Bill, I can't believe it. It's like the Legion of Boom or the Ray Lewis Ravens defenses that you're naming.
I had all these guys last year, and they were just fine.
Yeah, how about your offense that was second to last in the NFL last year?
He was very specific to only point out the defensive players.
Yeah,
in
how
this
about
interview.
Tyquan Thornton in the entire offensive line, in everyone that you've ever drafted? How about Mac Jones that you whiffed on? How about everything else? And by the way, Tavai, like, wow, ooh.
Hey, solid linebacker. Solid.
Yeah, real all-pro, going to be a Hall of Famer.
Well, this is all like under the guise of the team being soft, having only to do with the defense. I think Mayo is calling out the offense even more so.
All right, can't
Like,
run the ball. He said after the game, can't run the ball.
Right, you're not blocking, you're not, and defensively, sure, there's a lot of stuff going wrong, but I would also say, what would Bill say to these same guys who are playing the same way? Would he be kind to them? Would he be saying things? I mean, I'm sure personally he would do all kinds of, like low grade and really passive aggressive stuff to them. At least Mayo is coming out and saying it.
Well, underlying in all of this is Bill is saying, well, they wouldn't be playing like this if I was still in charge.
Yeah, no, but you would still be averaging, as you did all of last season, 13.9 points per game and scoring a total of 27 touchdowns over 17 games.
And by the way,
27.
Your defense was so good, you won 4 games. And we can take it a step further. You're telling me that Mayo, who's never even been a head coach at any level or really a full-on coordinator, is not as good a defensive coach 5-6 games into the season as you were? Like, wow, Bill, that's incredible. That I can't believe that that's the case.
Yeah.
It's really an embarrassment to the league. This is the roster you built, dum-dum.
Jennings, they re-signed Tavai, they re-signed obviously Duggar, right?
Obviously.
Marcus Jones and Gonzalez have been healthy all year, which
because you didn't have your rookie corner last year.
they were both on IR at this point last year. So you got Wise, you got Godshaw, you got Keon White, you got Mapu, you got Gonzalez.
Yeah, you mentioned Gonzalez twice. Yeah, that's your defense. Congratulations.
Yes.
Like what? Okay, then what about the other side of the ball? What about? First of all, that's not. Again, you're not screaming at me like this great defense. And by the way, they don't have Judon. They don't have
Barmore.
Like
They
you're
don't have
leaving all this out.
Bentley. They don't have Peppers.
This is such a disingenuous thing. He's just like You're out of your mind if you hire him. You're out of your mind. He can't evaluate talent, and he won 4 games last year, and now he's running around like a maniac, taking pictures in corn mazes and getting on the air and actively this is what you want. So say I'm the Cowboys and I hire him and we don't make the playoffs next year. So this is what I want, is some old man buckshotting all over the place in my organization. I don't want that.
Well, there's only one person that would hire him.
And by the way, it doesn't benefit anything he's doing right now. You understand? Like if he went to another team, first of all, he's not on top anymore. So but if he went to another team and was doing things strategically to hurt the other team, then that makes more sense. He's just sitting now, just old man in it, begging for a job. It's sad. It really is sad. Isn't he supposed to be above all this? And the thing is he's not only not above everyone, he's worse than everyone.
3 rookies from last year. So it's a lot of the same players. And in some cases, I would say more. So I don't,
How is it more than you had last year on defense? Seriously. Am I missing something?
No.
How is it more? Oh, because of Gonzalez is back and Marcus Jones? They're missing, arguably, well, Judon was their best defensive player. Their second best defensive player is hurt. And then Duggar or Peppers, I guess Duggar is better. But I mean, it's not
Coin
like
flip.
it's a coin flip, but they're missing their two best defensive players. I guess Gonzalez, who was a rookie last year.
Gonzalez is one of their two best defensive players.
So Judon was better than Gonzalez, though.
Judon was hurt last year for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm kind of hurt for those guys because they call them soft. They're not soft. They were the best team in the league last year against the run. And those guys went out there and did it, even though we couldn't score many points offensively. So I don't know. I feel
right.
You're going to gloss that over. We couldn't score points offensively, and then just
and that's
right
Bill
by
O'Brien.
that.
That's Bill O'Brien's fault.
Yeah.
You know? And by the way, his kid still coaches, the safeties coach for the Patriots.
Yes.
His son.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how much? And I don't know this to be a fact, but I can infer. I can imagine his kid's not overly happy with him right now.
Oh, for a variety of reasons.
For a variety of reasons. Yeah. Like, I don't think, because again, I don't think if his kids, in his son who's still here might very well listen to this show. I don't know if if when we make fun of that relationship that he's going boy their dicks. I think he might be going, yeah, dude. Because wouldn't you
Preach, testify.
I would be like, yeah, man. It's pretty weird.
Shame him into not doing this anymore. He's going to ruin Thanksgiving.
If it would be one thing, if he was having sex with a bunch of chicks that age, you'd be like, God bless you. But he's walking around. They're going to get married.
He's going to corn mazes.
Fellas, she's going to take half your inheritance.
I don't know. I feel bad for the defensive players on that one because those guys, that's a tough group. I mean, John Jones, Godshaw, Wise.
Yes, you've mentioned them.
Jennings. Those are all Uche. Those guys are all tough players. Like they'll strap it up and go. Duggar. I mean,
would you? Would your lady?
They're tough guys.
I'll tell you this. So if you're a Patriots fan, you're like, way to go, Bill. He's trying to Shanghai your franchise. He's trying to get in their ears. This is a guy who got a dossier of everything the media said about him every day delivered to his desk so he could use it against people and as a motivation. This is a guy who acted like he was the moral superior voice in the room everywhere he went, when in fact he's weaker than all of us. This is a guy whose legacy now is basically panhandling for jobs. Bill Belichick... And Fred, why does it bother you? You're a hater. I'll tell you why it bothers me, and it's the opposite of hate. Does it not bother you as humans that a guy who's had that much success in his life and is at his age is so obviously miserable and desperate? Don't you think at that age, then what's the point of the success that he had? What's the point of anything he did? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if he's this desperate and miserable because after 6 months of not having a job, what was it all for? Like, why the place in Nantucket and why the 23-year-old girlfriend? Why all this stuff if you're obviously this miserable? Like, Rex Ryan gets on TV. He had 1/1,000,000th of your career, and he seems to be having the time of his life. Jimmy Johnson didn't coach anymore. He goes on TV. He's having the time of his life. Like, why are you so miserable? As a miserable person, I got to tell you, I don't like this. It's scary.
I know we got a break, but just real quick, Belichick has that itch you can't scratch disease. Parcells had that too. Remember Parcells tried media for a while after he retired the first time because of his heart condition?
But was he begging for jobs? I don't recall him begging for jobs. And he was miserable too, right?
It's different now. There are more outlets. So I'd love to see if Parcells was dropped into this, how he would do.
He had horses.
He and Belichick are the same. They have to coach. They have to coach. Above all, they have to coach. They have to coach. And if they're without a coaching job, then it bothers them. Well, even if they themselves step away. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so Fred, you're miserable. You're miserable. Half of this is an act for the air, but okay, fine. Say I am miserable. I'm also look to successful people that are older than me for some hope of it ending.
Right.
And it just isn't
Don't look
going
at
to end for
Belichick.
him.
Don't look at Belichick.
Like, he's miserable.
Yeah.
Like, he's obviously so miserable.
It seems that way.
And it's frightening because I don't understand. You live your life, you achieve all this stuff you want to achieve. You got this 23-year-old you're banging and running around, and you're this miserable. Like, nothing is ever going to satisfy him. I don't like that. for my selfish reasons. I just don't like it.
If you like that clip, and how could you not? Check out more videos from Toucher and Hardy here. Point slightly up and to the left. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. Point slightly down and to the left. And for the latest from the Sports Hub, download at 985thesportshub.com.